Hey everybody, this is Mike at iPrize Marketing. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a WordPress site that can grow with your needs. Whether it's for business or photography or blogging or any other purpose, the site can grow with you. Even if you've never built a website before, I'm going to walk you through exactly all the steps. You don't have to know any coding or anything else. Just follow along with the steps and you'll have a great looking WordPress website. If you're not familiar with WordPress, they have literally thousands of different themes to give you the best look for your needs. All the themes are slightly different, but rest assured that they definitely have one out there for you. The other thing I just wanted to mention, all this is free except for the hosting. So you can get a website basically built and running for $2.95 a month, which is pretty fantastic if you don't have to pay a web developer like me. So if you want to just hang out for a little bit, I'm going to walk you through all the steps. All right, before we get started, I just wanted to explain some of the terminology to help you understand the parts of a website. The first thing is your website hosting. This is the only thing that you're going to have to pay money for. And if you use the link down below, that is my affiliate link, and you'll get a monthly hosting at $2.95, which is pretty awesome. And that's the only thing you're going to have to pay for. The rest of the items are free. I will be showing you using Bluehost, and I have a link below, as I said, and you can select your website and your hosting account and all that stuff there. So I'll walk through all that. The second thing is your domain name. This is also going to be free when you get your Bluehost account set up. And it's pretty simple. It's just your URL, which is the name of your website. So it would be something like yourwebsite.com. You can also pick .org or any of those other .net. I would recommend doing the .com because that's most recognizable, and it seems to be the thing that works best. So the third thing is your platform, and this is what we're going to be using is WordPress, and it's an open source platform, and this is basically the place where it has all the files that kind of build out your website. You don't have to worry about it too much. Once we get it installed, it's there. You don't have to worry about it. The fourth thing is your website template, and this is what controls how your website looks and how visitors are going to interact with your website once they visit it. So there's, like I said before, there's thousands of different types of websites or themes that you can use to make your website look just about any way you could want. Think about, when we're talking about hosting and website, think about your website as the house and your hosting as the land that it sits on. So it's that simple. So the house is your website, and that's going to have kind of your files and the look and all that stuff. And the land is your hosting account, and that's where all the files and everything will live. They'll be in a little, think of it as like a little locker there. Here's the breakdown of the steps that we'll be taking. Number one, we're going to be setting up the hosting plan. Number two, we're going to be picking out your domain name. Number three, we'll install WordPress. Number four, we'll choose a theme or a template. It's basically the same thing, and that's how your website's going to look. And number five, we're going to be adding your content. First, we're going to get the coupon code for your hosting account so you can get that $2.95 a month for your hosting. You can find the link description below. Once you've clicked on the link, you should come to a page that looks like this. And this is our Bluehost landing page, and you can see here that you're getting the discount at $2.95. Make sure that you're seeing this, otherwise use that link again to make sure that you see this so you're not paying the $9.99 a month. With this, you're going to get a free domain for the first year. A free SSL is included, and that's the security that encrypts your website, and that's a must if you want to be found on any of the search engines. We're going to have a easy install for the WordPress, just one click, And the other thing I really like about Bluehost is that they have this 24-hour support. And I can't tell you how many times I've called other hosting companies and had a really big problem where they just tried to sell me other things and didn't help me out at all. These guys definitely help out. So they will walk you right through whatever you're having difficulty with. So this right here means a lot to me. So once we're ready to get going here, we're going to hit the Get Started Now button. And that will take just a second here. Let's double click that. There we go. All right, what I would recommend for everybody is this $2.95, the basic plan. And with this, you're going to get one website, 10 gigs of website space. Bandwidth is unmetered, so you can just knock yourself out there. Standard performance, don't worry about that. Free SSL right there. That's a $150 value at least, I would say, for any of the other companies. So storage, you're getting this much for that, and that should be just fine for you. So we're going to hit select this one. That's the basic plan. And it'll bring up this page where we're going to pick our domain. Here are a couple tips for picking out your domain name. Keep it simple and make sure that it's easy to spell. Pick a name that represents what your website is about. Use the .com because it's most recognizable. If you find that some of the names are taken, think about alternative words that you can use that represent your business or your blog. Keep it short and sweet if possible, and use keywords that represent your website. Once you've figured out your domain name, and you've hit submit, you're going to find a page here, and it's going to say, yes, this is available. And if you find one that isn't, you know what to do. Just kind of rearrange those words and see if you can't find something else that's similar, and kind of go from there. Sometimes you have to play around with it a little bit, so have some patience there. Let's see, you can either sign in with Google. I recommend just kind of actually just filling this out. So put in your name, address, phone number, and all that stuff. This email address is important because this is where your receipt's going to be sent, and it's also going to check to see, you see right here, your primary domain, they're still charging you this $12.99. Well, once they realize that this is a new hosting account for you, you will, or you should, get this free. So keep an eye on that at the final billing. But right now, we've got the basic plan right here, $2.95 for 12 months. That's the hosting price for the year, $35.40. That's pretty great. And like I said, you should be getting a free URL or domain name there as well. Here's your SSL. That's free as well. That's like a $150 value. These extras, you can turn them off. Domain privacy just protects if somebody's looking up who owns that site. That's what that's protecting. So it's just protecting your public information, saying that this person has that domain. Let's see, code guard and things like that. You can try some of this. You don't need to do this SEO premium. I'm going to show you in a different video how you can get this for free. Site lot security, I sometimes do this depending on the type of website that I have. So I'm going to turn these off for this example, just to kind of give you the cheapest value. You can always come back through and turn these back on. So put in your credit card information. If you don't want to use a credit card and you want to use PayPal, just hit this and it'll open up PayPal for you. You're going to go through here and click these that you're agreeing, and then you're going to hit submit. You've got your domain, you've paid for it, and it will probably have you get a new password and things like that. So just go ahead and fill out your password and log in once again. And you're going to come to the home page, and then you're going to see something like this, and it's always a little bit different depending on how they move things around. However, it should look something like this. Now, I have multiple sites on my hosting account, but you will probably just have one, and it'll be right up here. and you're going to probably have a button here that says create your site. Now, let's just go through what you're probably going to see. So I have multiple sites. You'll probably have no sites. Hit create site, and this is, you know, right below the home button over here on the left. So create site, and I'm going to do one of my new ones here. This is driftless landscapes. And then we're going to hit next. And you can also put in your site tagline. You can always put in this in later. And this would just be, we could say, you know, the photographs of landscapes or something like that. If you had a health site, you know, you could say, you know, stay healthier longer, or whatever it would be, eat healthy, who knows. So hit next. Go ahead and leave all these plugins here. So these are all plugins where you can create forms. It gives you insights onto, you know, how your site's doing and how many people are visiting, where they're coming from. And same with this one, is a good way to get subscribers on your site. I will show you in a few other videos how to use other things besides this, but this is what it comes with. Here at the top it says domain, and if you have multiple domains like me, it's just going to put the first one up there. So we want to go down here and find driftless landscapes. There we go. And I'm not going to worry about this. It's just, it's not necessary. Hit next. And this is going to be installing your WordPress onto your hosting account. And this is basically the platform that we're going to use to build out your entire site. So it'll take a few minutes. So just hang tight, get a cup of coffee or whatever, check your phone. See something like this, you're going to have a blog, store, business, portfolio, and resume, and it's just basically wondering what kind of template it should kind of like create for you, and we'll go into other ones that we can pick out later. But for the most part, you know, you can just kind of pick one of these and see how it works. If you hit the other button, I believe it'll open up a whole directory of things. So if you were a wedding store or a restaurant or something along those lines. I think for what we're doing, I say, let's just do the blog here. There we go. And so it's going to say congratulations. It's got my username that it's created for me. Always change all this. And, you know, save your password. You can hit this and then it'll give you a copy, and I just highlight it and save it. So I'm going to do that, so I know exactly what that is, and I make just a note on another piece of paper of what my password is for all this, and I'll be changing it later. All right, so next all you have to do is hit go to my WordPress, or log into my WordPress. You're going to see this guy on a rocket here, and be pretty cool. We're almost done here, and then you can start adding your content. All right, here we are in the back end. So just kind of give you a little brief overview here. This is your home button. This is what you'll see. Inside here, this is your dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And here's what you'll see. So you've got lots of things that we can do, and if you're looking at this, you're probably like, what in the heck is all this? All right, so let's break this down. JetPack is great to keep track of, you know, how many viewers are coming to your site and looking around. It has lots of other features like fast loading for photos and things like that. We'll get into this later. I just want to really show you the basics here. The things that you're going to be using the most is this, your posts, and this is where you create blog posts, and those are great for getting the attention of search engines. Media, that's where we're going to load all of our media onto the website, and then pages, and those are kind of our permanent pages that we're going to see in the main menu. Okay. The other one is appearance, and you won't have to use this as much, but this is where we're going to find the themes that build our site. So we're going to start there with themes. Here are our themes, and usually these will differ every once in a while, but these are the ones that kind of come with kind of preloaded. The one that I want to do is I want to get a new theme. So we're going to go up here to the top and hit Add New. You're going to see a bunch of themes pop up here. And anytime you're looking for themes, you can go over here and see popular, the latest, favorites, all these things here. The one that we're going to be looking for is right here, but if you ever need to search for a theme and you know its name, just type it into the search themes right here. So if we were to do this, it would be Astra. And I like Astra just because it's a very versatile theme. So we're going to hit Install. It'll take just a minute. After that, then you can hit Activate. And this is going to load this onto your platform. And then you can hit Customize. Now, there's got a whole bunch of different features, and I'm going to go through some of these that I think are important. But we need to do a couple things first. This is how our web page looks right now. So it's really not what we're going for as far as a landscape photo website. So I just wanted to show you this. This is where you can control everything. We'll come back to it. All right, once you're back at the dashboard, the first thing we're going to do is go down to Pages, and we're going to just create some pages. So we're going to see all the pages. This is the one that comes preloaded. So we've got a home page here. Let's add a couple more pages. So we're going to hit Add New up there at the top, and we're just going to put About. Oop, there we go. And we're just going to hit Publish for that. No big deal. We don't have to worry about the content right now. And we're going to go back, and we're going to go back up here to the top and hit Add New Page. And this is going to be kind of a gallery thing, so we're going to do a gallery. There we go. Publish. And the reason we're doing this is we want to create some pages so that we can create our menu. So it's hard to create a menu without any items to put on there. So that's what we're doing here. So here's what we have. We have Home, About, Gallery. I think that will work for right now. We can always add more on. So to find your menu, you're going to go to Appearance, and then you're going to scroll down to Menus. Okay. Are on the menu page. So after we get here, you're going to see something like this most likely. If this is the first time you're setting it up. With this particular app, you're going to have two different settings and for your menu. This one is our social media links here. You can use this, but we're going to switch this. So when you click right here, it's going to open up your top menu. That's what you want. And we're going to hit Select. And you're going to see our little menu here is going to disappear, except for it looks like our home button here. And you know what? I'm just going to go over here, and this is going to show us all our pages. So I'm going to put it on here. We're seeing all our pages. And what I'm going to do, this one's on there. I'm just going to get rid of this. Actually, maybe I'll just leave it. It'll be fine. We're going to go over here and click the About page and the Gallery page, and then we're going to hit Add to Menu. And what this is going to do, it's going to put them right down here. And so now we have 3 pages. Now take a look down here, and you have the option of automatically adding new pages to your gallery or to your menu, and I would suggest not doing that right off the bat. That way, if you're working on a page, it doesn't accidentally get loaded to the menu where people can see it if you're not ready for people to see it. The ones that I would click are your primary menu, secondary menu, and off canvas menu. So those are the ones that I would click. And then go over here and hit Save Menu. That's down here at the bottom right. Give it just a second and it's going to load, and voila. Here are our things here. So I'm just going to see if we add this other home page. I want to see where the link is for that one. Every once in a while you get a home page that is not one that you created. It came with the website. Let's just check. So on here you can open these up. And this says home, and that's just your navigation label. So all these will have something like that. Whatever you named your page, that's what it'll be. You have the option of changing this, so you could change it to something else, about our business. I like to keep it pretty short and sweet, just so your menu doesn't get really long. So I'm going to leave both of these on here just for the time being. I want to show you one other thing. You can also create custom links over here. If you had a page, or you wanted to have it hyperlink to a different website or something like that directly off your menu for some reason, you could put that URL here and then label it here and then hit add to menu, and it would pop up right there. You don't need to do that right now, so I just wanted to show you that is an option. All right, so let's get out of here, and I want to show you a couple other things before we really start making the website come together. So we're going to go down here to settings, and we're just going to go over to general. Okay, so here is in your settings under general, this is your site title, and this is what I had named it, so Driftless Landscapes. And then you can put in your tag that tells about what you're doing. So I'll put photography. Okay, and then you don't want to change these. These are good. This is the address that your main email address, where all your information will be emailed if anything gets updated or anything like that. Right here, when you get new subscribers to your blog, which I'll show you here in a second, we'll build that out. You want to make sure that new subscribers are coming in as subscriber and not, a manager or an admin or anything else. You want to kind of limit that. That's going to make sure that you don't get your site hacked by somebody. Here you can also figure out your time zone. What I would suggest is, when you click on it, it's got tons of these. Just type into Google where you are, and it'll give you what your time zone code is, and then just find it on this list. And I believe that mine is -5 or something like that. I think it's this one. Let's see. And then that'll give you a time. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. And then just hit Save Changes. So I just wanted to show you where that was. Also, on the back end here under Writing, this is just some of the information that you'll have as far as being able to add posts and things like that. I don't really think you guys need to worry about this too much. I'm not going to go into much of this. Reading, this is going to show what page will show first. So I usually like to do static pages and then do one of my other pages. So my home page would be this, and then I could add like maybe my about page, but I'll probably create a page that specifically says blog. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll just leave that unchecked. Now you can also find these settings under the customization where we were earlier in this video. So let's just hit save. Just wanted to show that to you. It'll take just a second. We are going to go back to plugins, and we're going to download a plugin that is going to help us create really nice spreadsheets, or not spreadsheets, but templates that we can actually create and manipulate. It's a very nice drag and drop. So we're going to go here, go up to Add New, go over here, and we're going to type in Elementor. And there it is. So this is a free website builder that it has all these different elements that you can use, and it will help you create pretty much any sort of page you want. Now they do have a pro version. I started out originally just using the free version. Okay, so here we are. You have the option of doing that. So let's just go over here to settings, and I'll show you that. So if you had a pro version, you'd put your API key in here. So, but we can start using this right away. All right, so now let's go back. Now we have this installed. I'll show you how nice this is. So let's go to our pages, all pages, and let's create our first page, okay? So we're going to edit our home page, which is right here. Hit edit, and it's going to look a little different right now. So this is kind of what we'd messed around with a little bit. We just created a basic page, but when we hit this edit with Elementor, it's going to load some new tabs on here. Once you're there, you're going to see this. So we have all these elements that we can add, which is really nice. So I'm not going to turn this into a whole Elementor tutorial, but I want to show you some real basic stuff. So number one, we can hit this little plus sign, and you can divide up the template. So let's do one up here. So we've got one long section here. I'm going to turn this off. We don't really need it. And then let's do another that's got two. So now we've got this section and this section. So this is a long section. These are two short sections. And then we're going to go back up here. Now let's put a heading here. And then let's just put welcome. Welcome to the site. Okay. And right here you can adjust if it goes from the left or the right or in the center. So let's just put that in the center. And then for this one, you can click right here. And let's put an image in this little box. Okay. And then over here, let's put another heading there. So it's going to go to the top. And then let's put in some text. We'll try here. Let's try it again. There we go. All right, so now we have a nice little box here for this, but let's do a little extra here. You can hover over any of these little frames that we've made and click it, and it will open up something there. So I like to put in a little divider, and then you can go over here to the left and hit style, and then you can create the weight you want of that. So we're going to just increase that a little bit, and you'll notice that it's starting to get a little bit wider right there. Takes just a second. And then this stuff above, I'm just going to get rid of it. All right. So now if we click on this, we go to the right here and it'll say choose image. Choose the image. And I have this pretty picture here. I'm just going to put in and insert that in. So there we go. Right here you can choose your image sizes, so you could have something that was very small, medium, large, super large. I bet it'll be about the same size. You get the idea. You can create captions here if you want. You could add in a caption. You could, do a custom caption. I'm not going to have anything on mine. You could also have a link. The one that I use the most is a custom URL, and basically what you would do is copy the URL from one of your other pages, and this could turn into a link that would take you to another part of your website. All right, so we have this little section here. Now I want to create a border around this. So what I'm going to do is just click this, and then I'm going to hit, I believe it's style, border, and you're going to come to the top here and hit solid border, and that's going to create a nice little border all the way around here. This is one other really nice thing that I like. You can create this box shadow, so this is always in the borders. If you don't find your border here, sometimes you'll find it in the advanced, depending on what kind of tab you're using to create this. But what I like about this is it gives you the effect of having this box kind of pop off the page. So we could do the same with this as well. let's click that one and then go to style, border, solid, and then we can go to our box shadow and we can make that happen right there. Look at that. So that's looking pretty good. All right, now we've got this weird home thing here. So I want to show you a couple things. So we can get rid of this, and we can also make sure that like our headlines are like in a different color. So let's take care of that right now. So go down to the bottom and hit settings. And this is on the bottom left-hand side. And what this is going to do is it's going to open up all the settings for the website, or at least these pages. So you can create what kind of page this is. Now, before we had installed Elementor, we didn't have these other themes or these other options. So one that I really like, I'll show you with this one, Elementor Canvas will get rid of your menu and everything up here. Now this would be good maybe for a landing page or something like that where you wanted them to just get very specific information. But what we actually want, we want that menu on there because we want people to be able to find the rest of our, our pages. So we're going to hit Elementor full width. There. So now we got rid of that home. And now it just says driftless landscape, home, gallery, about, and we'll probably put a contact page in there also. So one of the other nice things you can do here is, one of the other nice things you can do is go back to the top here, and you're going to see site settings. And that's going to open up your global templates here. So let's hit color. And so for our primary, we have this like light blue, which is not really what I want. If somebody's has difficulty with the eyesight or something like that, this might be difficult to see. And so we want to keep the site as ADA compliant as possible. So I like to just make it a really nice high contrast. And you'll notice that it just changed this title and this. So any of your titles are now going to be this black color. And I think that that's fine for now. Sometimes the secondary or the text, which is here, I like to increase the darkness of that as well. So I'm going to just bring that down a little bit so it can be slightly off. Okay. Then go down to the bottom, hit update. Once it's updated, we essentially have a template that we've just created that we can manipulate and add things. So we can go here, right click on it, and we can duplicate it. So all of a sudden, we have the ability to put in maybe a picture of something we're selling or about, and then we can talk about it here and do the same thing here. If you ever want to switch these up, just simply grab the corner, and you're going to see this little box with a line in it. And just grab it and drag it to the side. Try it again. There we go. And now you can have them alternate. So now we have sort of a framework that we can really start to build out our website. So one of the other nice things that you can do is go down here, and I'm going to hit this 3 sections, and I'd really encourage everybody to really play around with these and see what you can come up with. They're just simply sections that you can add, just like we did up here. And it just gives you an opportunity to kind of really develop something that's a little bit different. You can move these over so you can kind of squish things in the center and do all kinds of things. So what I'm going to do for this, I wanted to just show you a couple other things. You can add a YouTube video here, and so you would just put the link to from the YouTube video here. Just hit the share on YouTube, and then it'll show you this link. This is a placeholder. The other ones that I use a lot are buttons. So you can put a button here. It's going to look something like that. The one that I like the most is justified. And you'll find that right under the alignment. And that's going to make it nice and wide. And then I usually go over to style here at the top, and then just go down to color. And I usually like a nice blue button to kind of pop off the page. So we have that. And you could put like a picture or an image above that. Just going to give you a few examples here that you might be interested in. So I have my leaves that I took a picture of, put it there. Now you can see this is a little bit wide and things like that, and things aren't quite lining up. Just go up here to, I believe it's style, and you just want to make sure that you're on this, not your button, and you can change the height. And so we can just squeeze it a little bit. So normally I would try to make a photo that fit in there, but for this example I'm just showing you that this is how you would change it, and you can also change some of these other things like the width if you wanted to. So play around with that a little bit. Let's just adjust that a little. There we go. And go over here. You can also add, if you have a storefront or something like that, you can add a map here. And same with this, you can adjust the height as well. So you can have this nice little thing where they can learn about your business. They can get a hold of you here. On your buttons, I just want to show you the kind of the important part of a button, which is where it goes. So this is where you would put your link. So you're going to have the default information here and your link here. So wherever you want this to go, it would just be copying your URL and to wherever you want it to go, and voila, paste it in there. All right, so let's do the same thing that we did with this and put a little box around it. Just do that one more time and we will move on. So we're going to go down to borders. We're going to select border type, hit solid. Then we're going to, let's see, it looks like we have a black default color, so that works just fine for me. And we're going to add our box shadow here at the bottom. Play around with that a little bit, try to line it up. And do one here so it goes down a little bit. And perfect. That looks good. So if you don't want these kind of bumping together, check this out. Let's start here at the top. So hit the plus, go back up here to our little Rubik's Cube, and here's a spacer. So you can just throw these in, hit the plus, hit the button here, spacer. And you can adjust how much of a space you want right there. So we can do the same there. And all of a sudden this is actually starting to look like a real website. Hopefully you weren't too worried. All right, so this looks nice to me. You know, I always come back and redo everything, but for the most part, these are kind of the elements that you would have. You know, you might have multiple buttons, you might have multiple videos, you probably just have one map. You'd have different photos with information. So this gives you kind of a way to, you know, really build this out quickly. Now here's the nice thing, and then we'll move on. We can go down here and hit, I'm going to show you this one more time. So go to one of your boxes, hit the middle button and right click on it, and you're going to see something that says Save Template. Click that. Now you're going to add in, let's see, I'll just put 2 boxes. Or 2 box, and then I'll put a comma, image, and text. Okay, so now I know what that is. Oh, that's there we go, 2 box. All right, and then hit save. Now what's great about this is it's going to save this to the Elementor back end, and anytime you need that box anywhere, all you have to do is add it. And so I'm going to add one more thing. So we have this. Let's do this one. We'll right click on it, save as a template, and we'll put header, save. All right, perfect. And that's all we need to worry about right there. Now let's just go down to the bottom. So we had this where we could build them out, right? So let's try the other one. It's this little file here. Get ready to be blown away. There we go. So you have a whole bunch of templates that you could totally use if you wanted and just fill everything in, or you can use your own elements. So if we wanted to add that header back in, all you have to hit is insert. Check this out. Boom, there it is. Let's do it again. Add that box, and there it is. Now you'll be able to use all these elements that you just created. I'm going to save this one to the template everywhere. Okay, save. All right, they're all saved. I'm going to get rid of these because I don't really want them on there. But this is our basic layout for the website. So you would just simply have to put in your information, and just keep in mind that you can add anything you want off of this list. Okay. Once you're satisfied with your page, then you'll hit update here, and this is going to publish the page. So it might take a second here. Let's double check that. There we go. Once it's updated, you're good to go, and we can go and view that page. So one important thing that you need to know is how to get out of this page and back to our main settings. So you're going to go up here to this little hamburger. So I call this a hamburger. I call this a Rubik's Cube. So click on the little hamburger there, and you're going to see view page or exit. You want exit. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to click exit. Let's see. Decide later. I don't know what that was. There we go. So it's going to bring you back to this page where it looks like there's absolutely nothing. But don't worry, it's still there. So we're going to go back to our main menu by hitting that W that was in the corner. And that's going to take us right back to our dashboard. And anytime if you want to go in and work on that home page, you're going to click on this Edit with Elementor right here. So let's do this About page, and I want to show you another way so you can use templates that Elementor has already set up for you. So I showed you the hard way first by actually creating it, each little section, but that's incredibly important to know because you might have to do it sometime. So let's go to the About page. We're going to hit Edit. I'm going to go kind of quickly here, and then I'm going to hit Edit with Elementor. And we're going to just do another page. And instead of creating everything that we did before by scratch, we're just going to hit this little button here. So the little file. And I just want to show you, here are the little boxes and stuff that we made, the header and all that stuff. That's all still there, and you can still use that at any time. There are free templates on here, and they look really good. So you can kind of look through these, and it'll make it even easier for you to create a site. Plate right here, just as an example. So I'm going to click on this, and when you hit the insert, if you get a pop-up that says, sign up for the Elementor, just go ahead and do it. I have an account with them, and it just makes it so that you're able to use these templates. So just hit insert and apply, and this is going to load that in for your page. So this is the nice template that it put in, and all you have to do is kind of click on these elements, and it will give you an option to change out these photos right here, or you can click here and you can change the text and everything like that. So this is a really nice way to just build out a site very quickly. I would recommend using the same template for all your pages and just moving them around. And keep in mind that, just like I showed you before, you can use these elements down here to create any sort of look that you want. You can also, if you like some of the elements here, let's just say we like this, we can hit duplicate, and now we've got two of them. We can drag this around to wherever we want. So now it's down here. So we've got two of those, and change out the photos. Voila. You're cooking with gas there. So I'm not going to go through this entire thing. I think I've explained that you can click on these and change it up well enough. So I'm going to move on, but I just wanted to show you that there are lots of templates that are free through Elementor. All you have to do is create an account. I currently, at the time of this recording, am not working for them or anything like that. So I received nothing, but I've found that this is a really great way to create pages. So I'm going to just go ahead and hit update for this one. So we'll have a few different pages on this particular site. Once again, keep it consistent throughout the entire site. All right, back up to the hamburger. We're going to leave, hit exit. It's probably going to ask me something weird again. Oh, nope, not this time. All right, great. Go to the W, and that's going to take us back to the dashboard again. All right, this next part, I want to show you how to use your media and your posts. So media, I'm just going to keep this really simple. I'm just going to give you a few guidelines. All you have to do is either hit add new right here, and you can drag and drop all your photos right in here, or you can hit select file, and this will take you to any of your files that you want. Let's see if this is too big. Anyways, you can select your files and put them on here. One suggestion is change the sizes of your photos so that the longest, or the width, or the height, the biggest number is 1200 by the smallest number. Hopefully that makes sense. So your width should be about 1000 to 1200, and then like the height should be like 800 or something like that. Just make sure that the biggest number is 1200. What that's going to do is going to make your images load onto the website much faster, and it's also going to make them load faster when people are actually visiting your site. If you try to put on something that has 4,000 pixels by 6,000 pixels, it's probably not going to load even onto your site. So keep that in mind. Keep a file where you've reduced the size of your images so they're, you know, able to be compatible with the website. So all you would have to do is drag these over like so, and that's probably a huge photo. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. We're about to find out. So we have a couple here, and if you find that they're just not loading very fast, that's probably the problem. These loaded, and so it's as easy as just kind of dragging them in and then just waiting till they load. So now they're available for me to use. One thing that I would say is don't drag little movie files in here. Okay, that's gonna really gob things up pretty bad. If you want to have videos and things like that on your website, I highly suggest you put them on YouTube, create a YouTube account, and then copy and paste that URL from your video. So I can do a video on that later if you're having difficulty with that. Next, I want to show you posts, and this is for your blog posts. Now, we currently don't have a blog post page set up, but that doesn't really matter right now. I will do that in a second, but I want to just show you how to create a blog post. So we're at the post section here, and back up here. So we're at the post section here, and we can see all our posts. We don't have any except for the one that came with the website. So we're going to go up to the top left hand corner, click that, add new, and it's going to open up a new. So once again, we're going to put a title in, new blog post. And these are our blocks that we used once before, and I would recommend using the blocks for your blog posts as opposed to Elementor. It's faster, and I think it just works better as a blog. Hit the plus, and we can put in our paragraph or H2. So do that. There's our H2. We'll put cool blog post. Just an example. Next, let's put in a photo. So here's our photo. From our media gallery, we're going to add one of those. Let's just put this one in that I put in earlier. Actually, I like this one. There's a nice picture I took. And I want to show you one other thing here. Is just like with Elementor, you can use columns or sections, and here they are. So you can use something like this. So if you wanted to have two things in here, we just do that one, and you're all set. So there's two. And what you can do for each one of those is just click. You can add an image. We're just going to use those. Let's use this fish sandwich, salmon, maybe. I'm not sure what that is. And then we can also put in we could put in a video here too if we wanted, and we'll put one in from somewhere else, but I'm not going to do that right now, but you get the idea. Okay, another thing that you can do, and you can do this with Elementor as well, is we're going to put in gallery here, which is right here. And if you have problems with it, just click around, close it out for a sec. So you can upload a gallery here if you wanted to upload all new images, or we can just use the ones in our media gallery. And all you have to do is go along here and pick a few. Okay, and insert. And then insert into the gallery. There we go. So now we have something nice like this. So we can write some information about whatever we were, doing here. So, taking photos and then going out to a restaurant or whatever this would be. And I'll show you what this looks like in a second. All right, and then the other really big thing that I want to show you is categories. So categories, they're going to have an uncategorized one here. For your viewers, it's really nice to have some sort of category set up. So this one we could be, photos, photos and food. Okay, just so when people are looking at our website, they'll be able to tell what that is. So we hit this, okay, and it's going to add it up here. Now you can add other categories on here, like just photos, let's say, and then hit add new, and that's going to do that. So you can have multiple items clicked here, but I really like to make sure that I have very clear categories set up for my blog pages so that people know what it's about. So put all your food stuff in one, put all your photography stuff in a one. If you just do photography, maybe you have portrait photography, landscape photography, etc. All right, and then down here, always set your featured image. And for this one, I'm going to do this sandwich. Set featured image. Okay, so there it is. Once again, you're not going to see it up here, but if we hit this as a saved draft right up here at the top, we can do a preview. And we're going to preview on the desktop. And here we are. So this is what it's going to look like. So this is our header image here. Then we've got the one that we put in, and we've got this is where the video would be if we had one. And then we have our gallery here. So it's pretty nice, and so you could have all your content all through here. So that's how you do a basic blog post. Over here you'll see when they actually visit it, you're going to have these widgets, which is what we're going to talk about next. So let's get out of here. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit publish so that that's live so we can see it. And we're going to create a blog page as well as soon as we take a look at the widgets. All right, back to the dashboard. And widgets are sometimes hard for people to find. They're right under appearance, and we go down to widgets. And the widgets are the sort of the menu that are going to show up on the sidebar here. So this is what's in there right now. So you see there's the main sidebar widgets here. You have one for the header, which would be up here when you see your menu. I don't use that as often. And then the footer sections would be down here. So you could put maybe your contact information, a phone number, address, your hours, the best email to contact you, things like that. So you can just do the same. We just click on this, and it's going to open up a whole bunch of different things that we could drag and drop here. So that's that's pretty important. So I just wanted to show that to you. It's as simple as here's a calendar. We just click that, and it's going to add it right on there. There you go. So we'll hit update. So you can put all kinds of things on that sidebar. All right, that's all I'm really going to do for the widgets. But we are now going to go and create a blog page so that we can represent the blog on one particular page. So we're going to go to Pages. You could hit Add New too if you want, but there's always that button up here at the top. And I'm just going to name this blog, okay? And I'm going to hit Publish. I don't have to do anything else, just do it. And just like we did before, we're going to go back to Menu. So we're going to go back to the dashboard. And now we're going to see that there is indeed a blog page right there. And so what we're going to do is go down here to the appearance, and that's where you're going to find like kind of how things look on your website. Go down to Menu, and you will see right here that page that we just created is right there. So we're going to add that to the menu. Okay, and it's going to pop up right there, and I'm happy with it right there. So go over here and hit Save. Stay with me. This will make sense in a second. Now, let's go visit this site. Okay. All right, here we are. I want to show you when you're on the main page, there's all in you're logged in, you're going to see all of this up here. So you have, this is kind of your dashboard area. So if you hover over that, you can go right back to the dashboard. It's got themes, it's got widgets and menus. Here we have customize, and this is where we can customize the look of this. And then Elementor, if you ever wanted to edit any of this information, you could immediately hit that and it would take you right there. We're going to hit customize, and then we're going to set what page we want for our blog. Okay, so we're going to, let's see, homepage settings. We have it set as a static page right now, but if we were to switch this to our blog post, I just want to show you, this is what would come up, and then when they click on this, it would open up that article. But this is the widgets here, and so this is the, the calendar that we just put on here. So you can see how this could be important, to change this up to fit your needs. But what we are going to do with most of the sites that I do is pick a home page, which is this, and then we're going to pick our blog page, which is our post page. So just hit this, go down to blog, go up here to the top, hit publish. Okay, perfect. So now when we hit this, I can close out of this for a sec. When we hit the blog, it should take us to the blog, and it sure does. There it is. Okay. So the nice thing about the blog is you can continue to add information without having to develop more and more sites, which would make your web page seem kind of confusing if you had just hundreds and hundreds of pages. The blog is just a feed, and you can just always be adding on new information to promote your business or your art or whatever you're doing. All right, so we're going to go back to the dashboard just one more time, and I'm just going to kind of wrap up here. Last thing I want to show you is JetPack. And so JetPack is something that we can create, something so that you can get subscribers to your site. So they can subscribe to your site, and then anytime you put out new information, it will go out to them. So here we are at the settings for the JetPack. Performance, I put this on as the site accelerator. This will make your images load faster, and it'll kind of do this. I turn all this stuff on, and that's just so that your website will load faster and it'll be indexed as a more valuable site because you have faster loading speed. Your writing, you don't need to worry too much about this. Make extra widgets available. I would say do that and do that. All right, now we're going to go to sharing. I like to add like buttons on there. I also like to have share buttons where people can share to social media, so I'm going to put that on there. So if they're looking at your site, the share buttons will be at the bottom of your pages, and they'll be able to click on those and then share your content so you get more subscribers. Under the discussion, we want to let people subscribe to you. So we're going to connect this. You might have to create a WordPress account too. Don't worry about it. So once you've created your account, you'll be good to go. Okay, once you've turned on your JetPack and signed up for that, you're going to go down here. This is under discussion, and you're going to turn this on, and that's going to let people be able to subscribe to your site. So let's go back. That should be set up. I just want to show you how to add this widget. So we're going to hit this plus button up here, and we're going to add a subscribe button here. So we can just got to find it down here. Just keep scrolling. So you'll find it right here. It's very far down. So let's hit that. And that is going to be right here. So I want to grab this and I want to move it all the way up to the top. So we're going to hit this little arrow. We're just going to keep going. Going. So I really want this to be, if somebody really likes the article, they'll be able to see it right away. Okay, and this one here, I don't think I need, so I'm going to get rid of it, and that's it. So update. All right, let's go back to the front end. Here's our website. Here's our blog page. Let's visit that. And you'll see here that I can now subscribe and put in something right there. And every time one of your visitors puts this in, they'll get an update every time you put out a new blog post. So this is a great way to stay in touch with people. So I also wanted to show you the About page, which was that one with the template. So you can see how that looks in real life. So guys, this is about as far as I can take you today, but this should get you pretty far, and all you have to do is upload your photography and your copy and paste your information into the boxes, and you should be good to go. So be patient with yourself, and I always try to have a good time with things like when I'm learning them. Don't be too hard on yourself. And you can stop this video at different points and just try to follow along, and I'll try to organize this into chapters for you. I appreciate you guys, and please subscribe and like and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm sure you will. And I'll do my best to answer those in the chat box down below. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care.